Some good news for Arsenal finally. 5-1 is our demolition of West Ham. It's complete after the second half, because going into the first half it was like 1-0 in favour of West Ham, and we came back with that goal, and then after that it was all Arsenal from then on in.
That sounded like, you know, a score from a practice session.
Yeah, I know. West Ham. Well, I'm sorry. When Arsenal's on a roll, they're on a roll. Bad news for Chelsea though. They drew with Swansea, so which means Swansea actually gets into the next round of the Capital One League Cup. 2-0, that's the aggregate for Swansea. So congratulations to Swansea, and another minnow, Bradford, for beating their Premier League Aston Villa side. Congratulations.
So that's the football updates for you guys today. We'd like to welcome very good morning to Murshidah side. Thank you so much for joining us, looking radiant in blue.
Good morning! Yes, and I was just telling both of them that they both look very beautiful today, don't you think?
Oh, thank you, thank you,
in orange.
Thank you, thank you. Team colour for the set. So,
yeah, so keeping peace. Of course, we're talking about everything in line with our Prophet Muhammad's birthday today.
Yes.
You know, keeping peace. You know, it's a word often mentioned, but a lot of people find it really hard to live up to it. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I know, and I wanted to speak on this because today is Maulidur Rasul, and today is the day that we are celebrating our Prophet's birthday. Prophet, peace be upon him, and a lot of people know that he actually advocates peace and love on earth, right? And people who claim to follow him also believe that he is an advocate of love and respect and peace. But why is it that we don't have that, you know, in our society right now? Just this morning you were talking about all these challenges that's happening in the world today, and we all know that peace is so important. And even our Prophet said this, you know, and I want to quote this today: do you know what is more precious than charity, fasting and prayers? That it is keeping peace and good relations, as quarrels and bad feelings destroy mankind. Yet we are not doing this. So let's reinforce this again, like feelings of peace and brotherhood, and you know, we see people across let's see people across countries, across religions, across gender, you know, that all of us, we have to keep peace amongst each other, because otherwise it actually destroys mankind. And he already indicated that in his message to all of us, right? So why is keeping peace so important? Now let's start with ourselves, right? When we are not at peace, it manifests outside, right? You will see things like, you know, I work a lot with corporate people, and they're always, you know, talking about we need interpersonal communication, and it's all about, you know, how we can all get along, understand each other. And when we don't understand other people, we see everybody from our own perspective, you know, like we are correct all the time. You know, why can't that person be like me? We will never have peace, you know. So when we want to have peace, not only do we have to step out of ourselves, and we must also see people from their own perspective, from the other person's point of view. But at the same time, we also must reflect on ourselves. When we don't have peace within, we don't have peace, we have chaos inside, we are not balanced, you know, we have misalignment, we are not fulfilling our purpose, we are doing something that's not our passion, we are in a relationship that we don't even know why we are in it for, you know. In that scenario, you are not at peace with yourself, you know. You don't know who you are. It manifests out. You will see everything as a negative situation. You will start picking on people, right? So I would like to urge each and every one of us, and I love that you mentioned that Malaysia is one of those nations spearheading peace amongst Western societies and Islam, right? And I think that is so wonderful, because we have so much to share in terms of our message and our beliefs, and it's a lot of it is misunderstood. So you know, let's start with ourselves first. Have peace within, and then it will manifest out. And then when we manifest out, we look at the other person, even though the person can be hurtful or they're doing things that we don't understand, we try to step into their shoes and try to understand from their point of view. And you know what I learned the last couple of days, and I'm reminded again of this, because you know, hurt people will always hurt other people, right? So when there's no peace within, there will no peace be without. And when they say hurtful things, and people do hurtful things to other people, or basically try to gossip or try to do bad things to other people, it is actually a reflection that they are crying for help. They are in pain. They are in need of peace within. So when we see that person from this point of view, you know, you tend to kesian, you know, you tend to like, oh, you have sympathy or empathy towards that person, right? And you send love to that person easily. But if you get into that negative state that he is already in or she was already in, and they manifest out through their character or through anger and all that, and we also become angry because we are not in peace within ourselves, that is when there will be chaos, right?
Having said that, making peace or being peace with oneself, it's actually the easiest thing to do because you're only dealing with yourself. But why is it so difficult for some people sometimes?
Yeah, it looks like it looks easy, right? But actually, it is. They are not at peace within themselves. It is so difficult for people is because when you are not at peace, you are in turmoil inside without you not knowing it. You're not realizing it, right? You will find all the negative things on the outside. You will pick on people's faults. You will find negative things within positive environment. People are not fully grateful. That means if you are negative or a certain situation makes you upset, maybe a small things that makes you upset, and then you make it big, and then you fight or you argue, right? It only shows that there is something that is missing on the inside. So it's best to step back and reflect and say, why did I get upset about that situation? Is it something deeper? Is it something from my past that caused me to react this way? Perhaps somebody from my childhood has done this to me and it hurt me and I kept it inside without forgiving. That is why I'm getting angry. So it is good to just step back and reflect, and then you reassess and then say, look, our lives on earth is so long, why do you want to get upset about things like this? So we do not attack or see a negative situation and make it even bigger. Right?
Now you kind of answered my next question, but maybe a little comment on this. There are some individuals in society today who call them the extremist reaction to certain instant issues, and this is kind of not in line with peace. Even though we are spearheading peace internationally, we seem to have these pockets of individuals around the places. I don't know, silent cries in the wilderness, if you may. How do we deal with this?
Right. Everything is about energy. We are all energy. We are all spiritual beings in a human body, and we are all energy, right? And one thing I don't agree on is sometimes people say, oh, it's a peaceful demonstration, but it's we are advocating peace, so let's demonstrate in peace, So when we advocate that, what is the underlying energy within that? It is actually anger. It is something, if you come in a space of love, you will show it, you will do it, you will advocate it, you will apply it in all areas of your life. You will spread it, you will teach it, you will bring up your children with peace. But when you are fighting back with peace, but it's anger underlying it, right? That is when that will reinforce more anger. People don't see it, they look at it as, oh, you're not attacking, but when a person comes in with a smile but there's anger inside, it creates a reaction out of the other person. And that's when you see demonstrations across the world where people come in and there's tear gas and everything. So that means there's something with that. The intention is good, but maybe within that community of people there is an anger, there is an underlying negative energy that reinforces that. So I would like to I always talk about love and respect and peace and all that. I would like to urge each and every one of us, just step back. Today is a day of peace. We step back and we reflect on ourselves in our lives. What is it that we have done right? What is it that we can improve on ourselves? Meditate on that, pray on that, send loving thoughts to people who have hurt you, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who have been hurt. And just remember that these people who hurt you, they are hurting, they are crying for help inside. We release them, say, thank you for the lesson, I forgive you, I hope you find peace. But learn to forgive yourself as well, because you don't know what you have done in your past that you may have done to hurt other people. And that's why sometimes you do get reactions of that back to your life. So reflect on yourself and find peace within. Go for do your prayers, do your meditation. Also, if you can, write all the things that you are grateful for in your life, all the blessings. If you have enough food this morning, you had your breakfast, be grateful for that. You wake up and you are living in a house or an apartment, you have shelter, be grateful for that. You look around you, you have your family members or people who just love you. They don't they don't need your money or anything. They just love you for who you are. Be grateful for that. Find blessings in your life. When you are in that state, you actually evoke love, all right? And keep working on it on a daily basis. I have been working on it on myself for the last 10 years. I started my personal development journey for 10 years, and I'm still realizing things about myself that I have weaknesses in, that I have not forgiven on, because that is something like it to me is an, oh, I see, I didn't know that about myself. You know, oh, I am, you know, racist about certain things. Oh, I am angry about certain issues, you know. So what can I do about that? First on myself, and how can I create something positive, knowing that, you know, that thing makes me angry. How can I create a positive thing out of that situation? So let's all reflect on ourselves first, and then we apply that to our families. We apply that to our relationships with our spouses. We apply that in our relationship, in our organizations, in our business, and that is how we have peace on earth. It all starts from within.
It's the lack of gratitude plays a huge impact.
Yes.
And
Kesyukuran, you know, like in Islam we call it syukur, right?
Yeah.
So it's that. And sometimes people say, oh yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm very blessed. But you know, they only say it when good things happen. Right.
Right.
If not, it's like, hey, yeah, why is it like this? You know?
Why me?
Oh yeah, why me? Why that person never get? Why I never do anything to other people if they attack me? You
Then
know,
you start
so
questioning God, and you know, starting
exactly.
to feel injustice and victimized and things like that.
Yes.
Yep.
Downward spiral with a very mean energy.
Yeah.
How do we break negative energy around us? I mean, there might be certain pockets of energy that we feel, you know, this is not really me. I'm really kind of peaceful within myself, but I feel this vibe over here. How do I break that?
Okay, you know, I don't know if they have shown the quote yet by Martin Luther King Jr. He said that
There was Martin Luther King Day on Monday, right?
yes, so we'll be sharing this. There you go.
There you go.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Take what's that? Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that, right?
Wow.
So love is actually a very, very powerful energy. And actually, I have applied this in some of my own circles, in my own training. Sometimes you feel a bad vibe. Somebody out there sitting in the audience who's just sucking your energy, right? So you just feel tired for, you don't know why, but you can feel a negative vibe somewhere.
Right.
And what I do is, I don't know where this energy comes from, this negative energy, but I send love and light to that person. And somehow I find the shift, you know, and not only the shift outside, but I feel the shift inside. That means I send forgiveness, I send love to the other person, right? So whenever you feel a negative vibe, if you have love within yourself, it's a lot easier for you to just send out that love, send out that vibe, you know, and keep on smiling. You know how I diffuse negative energy sometimes when people are like, oh, very hot. I have to admit, sometimes I do get sucked into it, so I have to quickly wake myself up and just smile. I smile, or I laugh. I give a really hearty laugh, like, ha 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 ha, that's funny, you know. Or you see something which is, people become so serious, and you laugh about it, and people say, oh yeah, it's not that serious, you know. So it is not such a big a deal. So when you make you diffuse that with laughter, with smiles, you know, and with words of peace and reinforcement of peace, people will step back and, you know, not go into that negative state. And I believe you questioned me one time on this. It's like, how do you break that cycle of people always asking you negative questions or complaining about themselves? I always ask them when they complain about themselves, and I say, oh yeah, that's really sad. So what are you going to do about it? So immediately people get, you know, they will shift, what am I going to do? What can I do? And they start to think, oh yeah, maybe I should do this and that. So that takes them out from that negative cycle of why me, poor me, you know, why everybody do this to me, right? So it breaks them out. So they become more solution focused rather than, you know, being a victim. Yeah, I have a victim mentality, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Right. Well, you know, we hope that kickstarts your Thursday morning with so much vibe of positivity. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Also to you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to see you again sometime soon.
Yes, yes. I actually, you know, I hope for everyone's prayers as well. My family and I were leaving for our Umrah pilgrimage tomorrow, inshallah. Yeah, so
Well,
I'm
good luck. We
doing a
wish
lot
you
of
a
prayers.
safe trip and everything
Yes,
goes
I'll pray
well.
for everybody.
Thank you.
The peace on earth.
Thank you,
All right, we
Murshidah.
hope you have a safe trip. I'm looking forward to see you again.
Yes.
Murshidah is available. You can actually reach her on Twitter, Murshidah Syed, at Twitter. So, well, you know, any questions, any, you know, inquiries, you can just, you know, log on to her. She'll try as much as she can to, you know, give as, you know, as many feedbacks as she can.